Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time for another episode of News Month Raw Week 17. Man, do we have. Man, my gun lazy for this, to be fair. Head over heels off the King of the Ring tournament that sadly SmackDown did win. Cesaro, he's not only main eventing WrestleMania in GM mode, but he's going to be main eventing SummerSlam in Universe mode. Well, damn, Cesaro's doing well in Book Revolution in both GM mode and Universe mode. But not a sight, this is Universe mode. Main event for Raw, of course, the AJ Styles non-title open challenge. Once again, we've been milking this since week 13. I've been saying week 12, but now I realized it's been week 13. Chris Sabin, of course, he's been advertised to be in action, and he's going to be in action to kick things off, as he was advertised to have a matchup this week. He was advertised to have a matchup last week, and now he's having it as proposed. So yeah, the AJ Styles non-title challenge, of course, the main event of Raw. It's been the main event of Raw since week 13. So week 13, week 14, week 15, week 16, week 17. It's gonna be the 5th week. Styles' past challengers include Ken Shamrock, which is the first one. CM Punk, which is the second one. Ricochet, which is the third one. The fourth one was Bobby Lashley. Yeah, the fourth one was Lashley, and now the fifth one, we shall see who the fifth one shall be. Here, tonight, who shall answer the AJ Styles non-title challenge? And out of all those list of names, the only one to actually win the AJ Styles non-title challenge was CM Punk. So far, at this point, since he defeated Styles in non-title action, he could face off against Styles for the championship, as those rules do apply here in your mode. And Sabin, off the ropes goes Sandown. Sabin takes him down with DT. The Intercontinental Champion, Chris Sabin, won that back from his tag team partner. He didn't win it back, but he won it dating back to the monthly live events that we do. And so for Raw's matchup, to main event the house show, he did defeat his tag team partner, Chris Sabin, for the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, he did win the Moxer's match back in the other the other house show, and Sabin easy victory against Sami Zayn on her night, driving his head down to the mat. Of course, Chris Sabin won the World Contenders matchup back in the January live event, and then in the February live event, he actually faced off against Shelley for the Intercontinental Championship. And this time's going to be vice versa, because Alex Shelley has decided to use his rematch clause, but he shall use his rematch clause at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. So that's already one match confirmed for SummerSlam. And not to mention, match of the year, / match of the series. Okay, never mind. We're backstage here. Magnus and Nakamura. Magnus! Well, I will be lying if I didn't say I'm not that surprised here, because Shinsuke Nakamura, let's be honest here, Nakamura's been one getting his hands on Magnus for a very long time. Magnus has attacked Nakamura on multiple occasions, this perhaps being the second time, I believe. And so Magnus has been ducking Nakamura every time Nakamura has actually called him out, including last week when Nakamura actually did call out Magnus, saying if I was going to kick or knee his teeth down his throat with the Kinshasa. But now Magnus, cheap way out here, attacking Nakamura backstage, takes him down with a steel chair, has him full Nelson suplex Nakamura's head, snapping across those chairs. And not to mention the steel chair, adding more insult to injury, and Magnus rides off to his sunset right there, walking away. Nakamura, he's going to need help backstage, because Shinsuke just got attacked by Magnus. And ladies and gentlemen, this rivalry is just heating up a tad bit more, as now a debut matchup, Reigns and Lashley. We haven't really had them in tag team action, but now just so we could actually time this correctly, the debut in Raw tag team, the Usos. I completely ruined that. Okay, anyway, Jimmy and Jey. So they finally get a contract to Universe mode, and they will be here on the Raw roster, probably because ECW and SmackDown have a whole lot of tag teams, and it's easier for me to actually book ECW and SmackDown because they have a more manageable roster of superstar types, I guess. And Raw is, to be fair, I have the most difficult booking Raw. It's more difficult for me to book Raw than SmackDown and ECW, and NXT is super easy to book. Of course, Probably because perhaps has a smaller roster, I believe. I don't know. But anyway, Usos, Jim and Jey, they debut here in Nearest Mode. And going back to the Alex Shelley Chris Sabin rematch, as Alex Shelley, he has decided to use his rematch clause here. Well, not here tonight, but at the SummerSlam pay-per-views. That's already one match confirmed here tonight. Well, not here. I keep saying here tonight, but that's one match confirmed for the SummerSlam pay-per-view, and that will be Raw's matchup. What we do know is SmackDown, since their superstar Cesaro won the King of the Ring tournament. Cesaro will main event SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship against whoever the World Champion shall be. By then, it could be against either Dolph Ziggler and Aleister Black, or against either Ziggler, or either against Black as well. Aleister Black, of course, the World Champion. Dolph Ziggler originally lost to Aleister Black at the Bound for Glory SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. Ziggler still has his rematch clause, though. If Ziggler cashes in his rematch clause, depending on when, like before SummerSlam, and if he loses, then he does no longer have it. Then Aleister Black walks out the champion, and Black versus Cesaro, or Ziggler versus Cesaro could happen, or both Black and Ziggler versus Cesaro could also be very ideal. We shall see what happens there. Now, I said definitely gonna be a good matchup either way. Cesaro, talented competitor. So is Aleister Black. So is Dolph Ziggler, which is why they're both in the main event scene over on SmackDown. Of course, Cesaro, he did defeat many competitors in that King of the Ring tournament dating back. Let's look back at, well, Raw, we didn't even make it to the finals. We made it to the semifinals, but we shall see what happens. We shall see what happened. Quick week. I can't even talk today. I don't know why. A quick recap, though. So, Cesaro, in the final match of the quarterfinals, the sixth and final match showcased in the quarterfinals, it was Cesaro of SmackDown who defeated Raven of ECW. Then later on in the semifinals, SmackDown, Cesaro once again defeated another competitor, but he did defeat our fellow Raw competitor Sami Zayn, which Zayn was also the last remaining competitor of Raw. As every Raw superstar of ours, well, every 3 or 4 of them, got eliminated in the quarterfinals, Sami Zayn was the only one who survived. And he did get eliminated by Cesaro as well. And so in the finals, it was ECW's Chris Jericho versus SmackDown Samoa Joe versus SmackDown Cesaro. So that's what happened. It was ECW versus SmackDown. Chris Jericho, now let's say, it didn't matter if he won the tournament or not, because he still has a number 1 contender's opportunity against Adrian Noah's lightweight championship over on ECW. And so he still has a title opportunity, and it'll perhaps happen at SummerSlam. It's not yet confirmed, but it could most likely happen. SummerSlam is going to be scheduled to be a 10-match card. 10 matches on the card. We'll perhaps have a pre-show. Maybe not. I'm not calling the action for his tag team match because I'm too lazy. I want to get everything that I need to say out the way. And so that's pretty much what happened. Raw, we didn't do too well in the King of the Ring tournament. We shall see what happens, though. Well, we're not going to main event SummerSlam. Hopefully, our WWE title matchup, which at this point is looking like AJ Styles defending his WWE Championship against CM Punk, since Punk has been the only one to defeat him in non-title action. I see both of those taken down Roman Reigns. Now, Jey almost getting the easy victory over Roman right there. Reigns and Lashley, of course. Well, Lashley, a former WWE Champion in his own right, previously lost that championship to AJ Styles not too long ago. It was only in week 12 at the Raw Sealed Fate pay-per-view, and there goes Roman. And Jey thought he was going to launch himself, but slipping. Stuff like that happens as Reigns takes down Jey Uso now. And now all hell has broken loose on the outside of the ring. Every 4 of these men in this matchup are just tussling down the outside. Jey Uso wearing down Roman Reigns. Bobby Lashley non-stop strikes to Jey Uso's brother Jimmy. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a pretty nice way to kick things off in Raw. Sabin and Sandown was a decent way, but this tag team matchup has been very well, and Lashley taking down Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso safely back inside the ring. Roman on the count of 8 now can't get counted out here. If he does, then it's going to be a 2-1 handicap type situation with the Usos versus Lashley in their mind, as Jey missed targets, hits Jimmy, and that leaves Roman a pocket of air to escape through. And well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, main event once again, AJ Styles non-title open challenge. But before that, we shall continue as the Raw Tag Team Title division is heating up just a little bit more as well. Jeff Hardy, he takes on The Undertaker. And remember, the Hardy Boys are the Raw Tag Team Champions. Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction, they've been number one contenders for a while now, as they previously defeated Breezango back in like week 11 or week 12, I believe. And Hardy Boys, they defeated the Brood, respectively Edge and Gangrel. But now it's Christian and Gangrel. It's Gangrel and Vampiro of the Brood over on NXT, and it's now just Edge and Christian over here on Raw. So we shall see on how that fares up. As is perhaps no longer the Brood, since they no longer have Gangrel, but we shall see in the next couple of weeks. Because ever since they lost to Hard Boys, it hasn't been looking all that well. For the Brood, at least. Not to mention also the Heat pre-show recap. We shall get a recap of that as in Heat to kick things off, to hype up the crowd before the show started. We had Sheamus taking on Fandango, and number one contender for the X Division Championship, the villain Marty Scurll. He took on Magnus. I was about to say Magnus combined with Manic, but never mind. He took on the man he attacked in the number one contenders match back in week 15. Yeah, now to say he took on Manic, and so we shall get the results of those two matches later on tonight before your main event. Of course, Manic got screwed over and getting a number one contender's opportunity. In the triple threat, it was Apollo Crews versus Cody Rhodes versus originally Manic to see who faces off against Ricochet for the X Division Championship here on Raw. But not to say, before Manic could make his entrance, our cameras panned backstage. It was the villain Marty Scurll making his debut here in News Mode, attacking Manic, going inside the triple threat, and winning the triple threat after he was actually officially in it, since Manic wasn't able to compete. And so Marty Scurll immediately got a title opportunity as soon as he debuts. So we shall see what happens at perhaps the SummerSlam pay-per-view. But remember, Raw, we can't have all these matches here. Because if we could have all of our title matches and all of our rivalry matches at the actual SummerSlam card, then we'll easily have close to 10 matches. But we also need to fare out with ECW and SmackDown as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sami Zayn, the closest to winning the King of the Ring tournament, he shall have an announcement he has to say later on tonight, along with general manager Eric Bischoff, where he is going to, what's the word I'm trying to, shine some light. Sure, that's a word I'm looking for, I don't know. Acknowledge, there you go. General manager Eric Bischoff, we haven't seen him much as of late, because he's usually done the backstage stuff, but we haven't seen him. Well, we haven't been seeing him, but we are going to be seeing him later on tonight. He's going to acknowledge the women's division, as there's no women's matchup here tonight, nor was there on Heat earlier on, before the show started. But he shall acknowledge it, shall make an announcement. We don't know about what, but I bet it's perhaps about the vacant Raw Women's Championship, because Raw, so far, we haven't been, both SmackDown and ECW, they've had Raw Women's Champions, fellow women's champions of the brands array. Alexa Bliss, first our SmackDown Women's Champion, Sonya Deville, first our ECW Women's Champion. Raw, we don't have one yet, so we shall see. But I feel like it should be Becky Lynch, since she did win the Women's Showcase Battle Royal to showcase the Raw women when they debuted a couple weeks back in like week 14 of News Mode. Now to say, ladies and gentlemen, tag team action rolls on. And, well, do we need a commercial break? Yes, we do. And we shall go to, and Lashley takes down Jey Uso. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back as this match still continues here on Raw. And ladies and gentlemen, during commercial break, it's been mostly Bobby Lashley keeping both Usos grounded, as Reigns has been doing all that well for himself. He is now the legal man. Lashley keeping Jey Uso isolated on the outside, while Reigns taking a nice breather inside of the ring, and Jey trying to do something about it. Not very successful. And now Jimmy gets by his for his troubles onto the ground on the outside by Roman Reigns. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the second matchup of 5 here on Raw. Next matchup will be a third matchup, as Goldberg, he shall be in action, and he shall be in action against The Miz. Goldberg, one of those superstars we don't usually see all that much here on Raw. He's usually been having, some regular 1-on-1 squash matches. The only man to actually defeat him in the series mode has been Batista. And now Reigns has him up. Powerbomb at 5 once again. Jimmy just catching a chip of the chair, and Jey too late to break it up. Jey Uso landed on that chair, not once but twice. Bottom Reigns from the powerbomb at 5. That gets him the victory, and nation we shall move on and give it to Sami Zayn, as trying to hype up the Oklahoma City crowd here tonight, because that's where we're located. Yes, I'm doing the location generator once again. And Zayn now brings his attention to King of the Ring. He was the last representative for Raw in that tournament. Very, very great showing. He did lose to semifinals to fellow King of the Ring winner Cesaro over on SmackDown. Now Zayn, one way or another, he will make it to SummerSlam with a title opportunity or not. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Sami Zayn definitely very eager to make it to SummerSlam for Raw. At this point, perhaps not even a title opportunity. He probably doesn't have a title opportunity. He's just going to have to fill in some space on the pre-show. Perhaps we shall see what brings Sami Zayn here in Universe Mode. Some sort of fortune or misfortune could happen with Sami, but not as to say. We shall see what happens if he is on the SummerSlam card or not, or on the pre-show, which I don't even know whether or not how many matches the pre-show is gonna have, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking of doing the pre-show, since SummerSlam then needs pre-show. Anyway, Goldberg in action here tonight. Don't count the Miz out though. He did decent in the King of the Ring tournament for Raw. Raw's representatives, of course, as we did announce for the past couple weeks: Silas Young, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, and The Miz. Miz, he did get a countout loss to Chris Jericho. The Miz did not get pinned or submitted by Chris Jericho of ECW. The Miz was counted out in the matchup. He did not get pinned, he did not get submitted. He was counted out, and now, but as see he could perhaps get pinned or submitted here tonight by Goldberg, because Goldberg, impressive showing as always. The only man to defeat him has been Batista back at the Art of the Limit pay-per-view. And then Goldberg got his revenge by defeating him at the Steel Fate pay-per-view back in week 12. And Goldberg now trying to fight back some elbows. Miz did keep Goldberg grounded a couple seconds ago, and Goldberg fighting back surprisingly. Whiplash effect. Miz stops in his tracks, takes down Goldberg surprisingly. Goldberg now, he stunt catches Miz. Never mind, Miz is dead. Okay, never mind. The Miz taking down Goldberg now. The Miz proving why he's awesome here in Universe Mode. Can he have an awesome performance, an awesome showing against Goldberg here tonight? Goldberg misses the spear as well. The Miz is schooling Goldberg here, and he's enjoying it as well. Goldberg just super kicks him for his troubles. Another super kick, and yet another to the back of the head once again. Sends Miz flying. Has him up trying to think of something. Miz shoves him. The Miz does not want to get hit by anything Goldberg has to do here. He's already got hit by a spear. Goldberg perhaps looking for a jackhammer, and Miz counters with a hammerlock. The Miz having an impressive showing here tonight. Never mind, super kick to the back of the head. Every time, once I get on the side of the Miz here, once I start to think there's a glimmer of hope for him, he just seems to be failing me here, but now he's on top of the rope. Goldberg seems to have scouted Miz, thinking twice about that. Goldberg once again with those headlocks, but Miz takes him down. How is Miz doing this? Okay, never mind. Every time when I think the Miz is going to do some awesome type stuff here, it's not working out well. And now crossface. You usually see Goldberg do too much of these, wearing down Miz, wrenching back and forth on the neck and face, and that works out in Bill Goldberg's fair. Super kick for good measure. And the Miz crawling. Miz now crawling to the outside of the ring as our cameras now focus on Logo. Great victory here tonight for Goldberg. Miz had an impressive showing for a couple seconds, but not. Wait, what? Ladies and gentlemen, he's here. It's Brock Lesnar. 2x4 and everything at 5. Goldberg getting attacked here by Lesnar. Goldberg once again gets delivered another F5. Lesnar takes him down. Spear, takedown. Multiple punches. Throws Bill Goldberg to the outside. Brock Lesnar is finally here in Universe Mode. Finally. Just finally, because it's taking him forever. It's taken him 17 weeks. It took this man 17 damn weeks to be here in Universe Mode. But Lesnar, he's finally here on the Raw roster. He's been scheduled to be here for such a long time. From 14 to 17 weeks. He's finally here, and he has his target, his eyes set on Bill Goldberg. with the 2x4, multiple shots of it. Now Lesnar has, oh god, no, oh god. Boyd's man told the announce table this is not going to work out well for Bill Goldberg. Never mind. Does fall through it, but falls onto back inside the ring. Lesnar takes him down, and now at 5 once again. Multiple in this matchup. There's not even a matchup. There's an after match, just attack here. Lesnar takes him down with spear once again. Goldberg gets back up, never mind. Bill Goldberg, a glimmer of hope, slightly gets back up from the 4th F5, but then gets sent to the outside of the ring by Lesnar right through the announcer's table. Brock Lesnar is here on Universe mode, finally. Yeah, he's here on the Raw roster. Finally, take notice. And ladies and gentlemen, what we also need to take notice, the one contender for the Lightweight Championship, Chris Jericho, and the one who did the best of the ECW competitors in the tournament, he shall take on ECW Champion Minoru Suzuki in non-title action. And once again, as we did advertised in your latest episode of SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler, number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, he shall take on John Cena in the main event as Cena. Ever since he returned back in Week 15, has been doing all well. He did lose to Rollins when he returned in Week 15. Week 16, he didn't have a matchup. We shall see if he does any better against Ziggler than what he did against Cruiserweight Champion of SmackDown, Seth Rollins, as Rollins got a clean victory over Cena. You can usually say that Rollins gets clean victories here in Universe mode. Take his first ever matchup in Universe mode against Kota Ibushi, for example, back in Week 1 of SmackDown. It wasn't a clean victory because it wasn't a victory at all. He automatically lost due to him using some dirty tactics with the steel chair. Anyway, now Jeff Hardy, Undertaker, a preview of the Raw Tag Title match that could perhaps happen on SummerSlam. But remember, 10 match cards, so we need a matchup for one brand's tag team titles, a matchup for a brand's women's championship, a matchup for a brand's mid-card championship, and of course we also need all of the world title matches as well. So we can perhaps get one tag title matchup either from Raw, ECW, or SmackDown, one mid-card title matchup, which perhaps is Raw or perhaps more. Since Raw, we have the Intercontinental Championship on the line at SummerSlam, and one women's title matchup, which Raw also will have. Since the... Wait, will we? No, you won't. It'll be SmackDown or ECW, to be fair. Perhaps SmackDown. Raw, we shall see what happens with the Women's Championship, if we even have one, come SummerSlam, but we shall see what happens. And now Taker has him up, chokeslam to Jeff Hardy. Kane, of course, has made Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy for the past few weeks not have all that much impressive showings. I believe Jeff did defeat Kane, though, and Taker. Tombstone Powerbomb. And Jeff, what? Okay, Jeff just kicked out before the 1 count and spinning heel kick to Undertaker. Jeff, drop kick now. Taker, of course, and last week he did defeat Matt Hardy. Kane also defeated Matt Hardy, and Kane lost to Jeff Hardy, or did he defeat Jeff? I can't remember. I know both Kane and Taker has defeated Matt. Jeff, perhaps a better showing. We all know Jeff is the better brother, but we shall see what happens if he shall get a victory against the Undertaker here tonight. Taker and Kane, number 1 contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Of course, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy are, of course, Raw Tag Team Champions, and, well, reminiscent of his brother Kane, Undertaker, delivering just some choke slams out of nowhere from hell. Choke slams of hell here to Jeff Hardy, like he did in Matt Hardy, and now has him up trying to do a last ride. Perhaps Jeff had that one scouted, and Jeff struggling to get back up here on his feet. Taker not to have, but that has him up last ride. Oh my god! I thought he went to announce table, but no, and chokeslam to the outside as well. Not even on the thin layer of padding, but hey, at least it will have some protection. But no, not at all. Multiple chokeslams on the outside. Taker's a man possessed here. Last ride onto the announcer's table, right through the folding chair. Jeff's, the back of his head snapping across the announcer's desk. Taker walks back inside the ring. Not this way. Damn it, no. No. And Jeff has been counted out. Undertaker. What the hell? Cheap victory on Undertaker's part. Just multiple chokeslams. And Jeff has now been counted out. Moving on, nation, Eric Bischoff. As he now shall acknowledge the women's division here on Raw. Crowd, of course, a very harsh reaction to Eric Bischoff as well. Bischoff not too happy about that, calling the fans bandwagons. Well, I can't disagree. I really can't disagree with Bischoff. Bandwagon wrestling smarks who are fat, lazy, and slobs, says Eric Bischoff. I agree with perhaps like most of that, to be fair, but we shall see. Not many wrestling smarks are that, but you know. And Bischoff now. Well, there we go. 2 triple threat matches across 2 weeks, in which the 2 winners will face off against each other for the vacant women's championship at SummerSlam. See, I actually agree with Bischoff on that one. The crowd now cheering, and Bischoff, oh, well, here we go. Eric Bischoff, calling the fans pathetic to just top it all off. Good old Raw general manager, good old Eric Bischoff. He owns Raw. You gotta love it. Alright, anyway, moving on. Heat recap here tonight. I already said moving on, but yeah. Sheamus took on Fandango of Breezango, and Marty Scurll, of course, took on Manic. And ladies and gentlemen, well, that's Blockbuster, so we could perhaps have a Raw Women's Championship matchup at SummerSlam. Bischoff didn't say whether or not it was going to happen SummerSlam or not, but next week, which is week 18, we'll have 1 triple threat. The week after that, which is week 19, another triple threat. Week 20, after week 20, will be SummerSlam, but we shall see. And, well, during the matchup, Sheamus and Fandango, it was Sheamus who did pick up the victory. No surprise there. Tyrese, of course, not in the corner of Fandango as in tag team matches. Well, tag team competitors in 1-1 action. We don't put managers in because then it could get annoying at some points. No, not at some points. At every point, because they won't get disqualified if they interfere. So, yeah, that's the one flaw about that. Just the one flaw. Anyway, Marty Scurll, number 1 contender for the X-Division Championship. He took on Manic. Did Manic get his revenge or not against the villain, Marty Scurll? And he would not. The villain prevails against the masked man. The villain, Marty Scurll, prevails against Manic before the show started, and that was a nice hype up for the crowd before Raw actually started. And now moving on. The AJ Styles nontitle open challenge. Who shall answer it? Ladies and gentlemen, it will be Sami Zayn. Well, we all thought Styles was going to come out first, but no, apparently Sami Zayn coming out before the champion here tonight. Sami Zayn saying he will make his SummerSlam title opportunity or not in his own right and in his own mind, says good old Sami Zayn. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Sami Zayn, I see a bright light at the end of the tunnel. It's flickering. It's slowly fading away, but we shall see Zayn now trying to get an easy victory over Styles. If he gets a victory, then he faces off against Styles at SummerSlam. Because if you actually defeat Styles in this non-title challenge, you get a future title opportunity. CM Punk has been the only one to do that. And, well, this can be interesting here. If Sami Zayn is to win this, he could perhaps face off against CM Punk once again. And don't forget, in week 2 of Raw, in the beginning of Universe Mode, it was Punk versus Zayn for the vacant WWE Championship due to both of them winning Fatal 4-Way matches back in week 1. So, this is now, we're dating back to the beginning of Universe Mode here, with Punk and Zayn being in the WWE title picture. And don't forget CM Punk, of course, first ever WWE champion, as Zayn did come up short. And Zayn, well, could perhaps come up short once again, because AJ Styles is now WWE champion. He's going to most likely face off against CM Punk, and probably Sami Zayn if Zayn is to win this matchup, because so far for SummerSlam it's clarified to be Styles versus Punk. But we shall also see in the next few AJ Styles non-title challenges. Both these men, multiple roll-ups, multiple Bridget suplex, trying to put away each other. Very early in this matchup, don't blame Styles, especially he's been going through a whole lot of tough matches for the past couple weeks. He's been the most hardest working competitor here in all of the Raw roster, as he's been having the most matches, more frequent matches, I should say, as well. And he's been booked on like every show for the past few weeks, not to mention he's a WWE champion, so that also comes with great responsibility, as you see right there. Multiple sunset flip counters, Zayn now, easy victory, no, only a 2 count. Now Styles takes him down. Another spin heel kick. Styles, his bread and butter is that spin heel kick, takes Sami to the outside, and Sami Zayn crushes and burns, and Styles 450 splash. On to the outside. There goes Sami getting squashed in between. Styles and brainbuster right through the foldable chair. Styles now trying to find some separation. We'll be back. And yes, ladies and Raw rolls on here tonight. Styles taking him down the bridge suplex station during the commercial break. Sami Zayn was able to crawl his way back inside the ring before the referee's 10 count, as Styles did stay back inside the ring. And Zayn able to crawl his way back inside, and now it's Sami Zayn with the upper hand here. Sleeper hold. Wearing down AJ. Styles takes down sidewalk slam. Nicely done by AJ. Of course, last week, AJ Styles, the one who answered his non-title challenge, was, of course, the man he defeated for the WWE Championship, Bobby Lashley. Since Lashley actually answered the challenge, this later then turned into an actual WWE title matchup, as it was Lashley who cashed in his rematch clause, because remember, he was the former champion. He no longer has it, since he lost it, because he lost his rematch clause match against Styles. So, therefore, Sami Zayn now gets now the newer opportunity. Because if Lashley was to win the matchup last week, then Styles will have his rematch clause, and will perhaps have Lashley and Styles here instead of Sami and AJ Styles. I don't know. I already lost my words. I don't know. I was trying to think of multiple different outcomes or multiple different matches that could have instead of this one. Anyway, now Styles takes him down on the outside. Double unhook, seated powerbomb, Sami's neck, perhaps hitting that ring apron. Nasty landing. Sami gonna shake it off now. Counter where Styles gonna perhaps go for, perhaps the Hurricanrana. Wearing down AJ now, taking down both the arms and legs simultaneously at the same time. Nice time, Sami Zayn, of course, on tonight, he did say he's going to make it SummerSlam title opportunity or not. Apparently, he's going to try to go the title opportunity route. The Intercontinental Championship is out of reach. The X Division Championship, he is the weight limit, I guess, but nope. It is also out of the rank for him, I guess, now. Tag team title opportunity, of course, not going to happen. Women's title opportunity, of course, cannot happen. And so, the only title opportunity actually has left here is the WWE title opportunity. If he defeats Styles here tonight, then he does get a 1-1 matchup, since if you do defeat the champion in a non-title contest, you do face off against them for the championship next time you actually face off against them. Well, at least, whenever it's actually scheduled. For example, Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Back a couple of weeks ago, in the beginning of New Year's month, since Reigns defeated Punk in non-title action, Reigns later then got a title opportunity. Of course, he lost that title opportunity and tapped out of CM Punk's Anaconda Vice back in week 4 for Raw's exclusive Over the Limit pay-per-view. And now AJ Styles, now WWE champion, off the ropes goes Sami Zayn, which of course is a challenger. Of course, non-title contest. Styles off the ropes and nails down yet another spin heel kick to Sami Zayn in this matchup. And ladies and gentlemen, Sami takes down Styles. We shall be back. Raw rolls on. As we continue to use these awesome different transitioning screens that I'm trying to experiment with. Anyway, now, Sami Zayn takes down Styles. Well, that's a very impactful way to kick things off for the fans when we come back from commercial break. And Styles taking down another spin heel kick. Styles just using those to his very much advantage here. Hurricanrana now. And AJ, upper hand, 450 splash, nails it. Knees connecting to like the back of the legs of Sami, but as Theodore Styles misses that moonsault, and well, Sami going for something there. Styles misses the kick, trying to go for that one-legged missile drop kick. Very beautiful move to see, and connects with it right across the floor at Sami Zayn, wearing him down now. The same surfboard submission maneuver Sami was doing earlier on in this matchup, and now perhaps going for second brain buster. Never mind, her counter. Sami counters the second brain buster from AJ Styles, but now Styles takes down Sami. Styles on top of the rope, another spin hook kick. I swear, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing those from Styles, our WWE champion. He's amazing to see, but still, getting sick and tired of seeing those, but not sick and tired of seeing that Styles clash, and it's not over. I was about to just immediately jump to conclusions, saying that Styles, after that Styles clash, it'll be over. But no, multiple men have actually kicked out of that. Ken Shamrock, AJ Styles. AJ Styles kicks out of his own maneuver. I don't mean that. Shamrock, Punk, Lashley, Ricochet. Every time Styles has done the Styles Clash and these AJ Styles nontitle open challenges, it hasn't worked out well for him. He's been having to do multiple. For example, it took like 4 or 5 or 6 to take down Ken Shamrock. So yeah, Styles, his finishing maneuver, not finishing these great competitors as Cesaro, Sami, nice fluent suplex there, very smooth. To Styles, takes him down. Never mind. Okay, multiple. Styles went for a schoolboy roll up. That didn't work out well. Sami counters for the victory roll, and that gets him the victory. Styles not able to kick out, and Sami Zayn, he has a road to SummerSlam. Congratulations to Sami Zayn. Zayn pulls off a victory out of nowhere. I'm still trying to get over that. What just happened right there? That went by so quick. Styles, midway through all those multiple reversals we just saw near the end of the matchup a couple of seconds ago, Styles went for a schoolboy roll-up mid one of those reversals. And in the middle of that schoolboy roll-up, Sami Zayn out of nowhere pulls off a victory roll. Styles not able to reverse that. And Sami gets the victory? Huh? Oh, okay then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now let's say Sami Zayn, he has a road to SummerSlam. He said title opportunity or not, he'll be at SummerSlam. And well, he has a title opportunity at perhaps the most prestigious championship here in Universe Mode, the WWE Championship. But now, he also has another man's way, and that's the other man who defeated Styles, CM Punk, back in week 14. And Punk, of course, the original WWE Champion, the one he won from was Sami Zayn, for back when the title was vacant back in week 2. And so, it's looking like a triple threat here, or we could also perhaps have a number 1 contenders matchup between Punk and Zayn. We shall see. We could have Styles versus Punk, Styles versus Zayn, or Styles versus both those men. But don't forget, because we still have to remember weeks until SummerSlam. We got week 18, week 19, and week 20. And so, in those next 3 episodes of Raw, the build-up, we could perhaps have other competitors defeat AJ Styles in the non-title open challenge. But not to say, so far, it's been looking like a triple threat. Now to say, thank you all for watching. So I was in Universe Mode. Catch you on the next one, which will be ECW. And ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.